A long time ago, in a peaceful village of Sundarban, lived a tiny, curious little sparrow named Ginny. Ginny was small but full of energy, always fluttering around, collecting food and singing cheerful songs. One bright morning, while carrying a shiny golden grain of wheat, Ginny accidentally dropped it into the hollow of a large ancient banyan tree named Bulbulaya, because its hollow was like a maze. Ginny politely crept, "Dear Bulbulaya, can you please return my grain? It slipped into your hollow." The tree laughed with its deep, creepy voice. "Why should I return it? Finders, keepers, little bird, fly away." Ginny was shocked. That grain wasn't just any grain. It was her prized find for the day. Determined, she flew to Chintu, the village carpenter. "Chintu, please cut down that arrogant banyan tree. It stole my grain and refuses to return it," Ginny pleaded. Chintu looked at her, half amused, half confused. "Ginny, you want me to cut down an entire banyan tree just for one grain? That's like demolishing a palace because you lost a peanut in it." He shook his head. No, I'm not doing that." Ginny's feathers flared in frustration. "If Chintu won't help, I will go to the top," thought Ginny. She flapped all the way to the grand palace of King Virendra, a majestic man with a love for laddus and afternoon naps. "Your Majesty," she said, "the tree has stolen my grain. The carpenter refuses to cut it. Please punish the carpenter." The king raised an eyebrow mid-laddu bite. "You came all the way here for one grain? I cannot punish my carpenter for such a trivial matter. Go, little bird." He waved her off and went back to his sweets. Ginny left fuming. "They will all see," she muttered. Next morning, Ginny flew to Balaram, the king's trusted elephant handler, who looked after the mighty royal elephant Gajraj. "Balaram," Ginny said cunningly, "tomorrow when the king rides Gajraj, make sure he tumbles down. That will teach him for ignoring my problem." Balaram dropped his brush in shock. "Are you mad? Why would I make the king fall off the elephant because of your grain?" Ginny explained everything dramatically, complete with flapping wings and furious quips. But Balaram shook his head. "This is ridiculous. I won't harm the king for this." At this point, Ginny was tired but not defeated. She flew down to a small anthill and found a clever little ant named Tickly. "Tickly, I need your help. Crawl inside Gajraj's trunk tomorrow and irritate him. He will go berserk, the king will fall. He will scold Balaram. Balaram will blame the carpenter, and the carpenter will cut the tree. I will get my grain." Tickly blinked her tiny eyes. "Excuse me? You want me to go inside the elephant's trunk because you lost a grain? This is the weirdest request I have ever heard. No way." Ginny sighed, but then she straightened up and gave Tickly the look. "Tickly, listen carefully. I can't fight the tree, the carpenter, the king, or the elephant. But you are tiny. I can pick you up in my beak and crunch." Tickly froze. Okay, no need for violence. I will do it." The next morning, Tickly bravely marched into Gajraj's trunk. The mighty elephant let out a massive sound. He trumpeted and started dancing wildly like he was at a disco party. The king, in full royal robes, went flying off like a superhero who forgot his cap. Balaram ran to the king in panic. "It wasn't me, it's not my fault." The furious king shouted, "Who is responsible for this?" Balram quickly pointed at the carpenter. "Chintu refuses to cut the tree. If he had, none of this would have happened." The king, still brushing dust off his royal outfit, roared, "Chintu, go cut that tree immediately." Poor Chintu picked up his axe and approached Bulbulaya nervously. "Sorry, old friend, orders are orders." The tree, seeing the axe gleam, suddenly changed its tune. Wait, I will give back the grain. Don't chop me." Chintu paused. Ginny fluttered down, triumphant. The tree dropped the golden grain, and Ginny picked it up with pride. And just like that, one tiny bird set a whole kingdom into motion, all for a single grain. You see, Ginny didn't have a brute strength. She didn't have power, position, or an army. But she had determination and intelligence. She used her wit, found the right pressure points, and set off a chain reaction that solved her problem. In life, we often feel like Ginny, small, unheard, powerless before the big tree of our problems, like bosses, systems, society, or circumstances. But remember, your mind is your sharpest tool. When life says you are too small, reply like Ginny. Watch me connect the dots. Also, let's be honest. Sometimes you have got to be a little clever, or in Ginny's case, slightly dramatic to get things moving. So, next time you face a challenge that seems too big to handle, don't give up. Think smart, stay persistent, and believe that even the tiniest action can trigger massive results. Because, in the end, it's not the size of the bird in the fight, it's about the brain of the bird. If you loved this story and felt inspired, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this with someone who needs a little motivation today. Your support is what keeps these stories alive. See you in the next one. Thank you.